Brought to you by expresswholesaleproperty.com. expresswholesaleproperty.com.
Now, Sydney, just for everyone out there, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Express Wholesale Property.
Well, what a coincidence you should say so. Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sydney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys. All right. Welcome to the closing table, Money Guys. My name's Sydney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're the Money Guys, and we got your money. We are back like Uncle Jack, man, in Houston,
we all
Texas. Yeah, we thawed out. We come to you live from downtown Houston, and if you've been watching news, you know what's taking place over the past week.
Yes.
Last Tuesday, where were you?
Last Tuesday, I was hunkered down around a fire in the fireplace.
Because you didn't have no electricity.
Yeah, praying that my pipes don't burst.
Man, you know what? Last Sunday night, we went to sleep. It was sleeting, and it was about 10:30 at night. And I said, it's going to be snow in the morning. In Houston, Texas, when it snows, you get a little bit of snow. We go out there, we play with this dirty snow, and it goes away. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, just don't eat the yellow snow.
And then the next day, we're back to normal. Well, guess what? I woke up Monday morning, freaking 3 inches of snow everywhere.
That's funny. You got that up where you live. Down where I live, everything was just frozen.
Dude,
I got hardly any snow.
Dude, it looked like the Rocky Mountains.
I know. I saw those pictures.
And then...
You can see those pictures, too, if you follow him on Facebook.
And then the fun ended.
Yeah.
Electricity went out.
Someone turned the lights off.
Anyway, this is the money table.
Closing
table with the Money Guys. Brought to you by expresswholesaleproperty.com. expresswholesaleproperty.com.
Now, Sydney, just for everyone out there, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Express Wholesale Property.
Well, what a coincidence you should say so. Wow.
So, Allura Financial has created Express Wholesale Property. Now, Express Wholesale Property is going to be a social media platform for the real estate investor. Mm-hmm. Now, how this differs from all the other social media platforms out there and all the different websites where you can go look up wholesale properties, this is going to be at least for the time being, a completely free platform for wholesalers and investors to be able to communicate, negotiate the deal. They can put up, they can post
and the other difference is it doesn't make Mark Zuckerberg any money.
No, it doesn't.
But one day it will make us money.
Yes. We do allow pictures of naked houses. Just saying.
Naked houses. Something wrong with you, man.
Yeah, right.
Express Wholesale Properties. I put out a posting. We need 10 people. 10 people to go to that webpage. Give your opinion, your suggestions. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do for them?
So 10 people for beta testing. We're going to be putting this out on Facebook. So if you follow our Facebook page, Allura Financial, you can sign up to be a beta tester. Right now, we're really only looking for 10. We might be able to take some more. But whoever wants to jump into the beta testing, whenever the site does...
What's a beta?
Beta?
Yeah.
Really?
What's a beta? Is that like...
It's a little fish in a cup. It's a little fighting fish.
This guy likes to fight.
You put a mirror in there and he gets his own ass. So we'll set him up for beta testing. So this way we could try it out, find out where the issues are, so we can perfect everything. And those who go through beta testing, we will make sure that when this does actually become monetized, you will have it completely free for the next 5 years.
That's right. Remember, it's not how much soap you sell. It's how many people you get selling the soap.
Mm-hmm. No. And that's how we clean the world.
The old soapy world. Now, that is Express Wholesale Properties. Mm-hmm. On the closing table, the Money Guys.
Let me be specific. Express Wholesale Property.
You're correct. Property.
.com.
We probably need to get the T's and
we're getting all that arranged. Yeah. It's in process.
We're going to talk today's show about a lot of things. But one of the things I got to get out there, because I didn't know this existed until about 10, 15 minutes ago you showed me. Let's assume Jared comes to the office today. Now, we're nowhere near the millions and millions of dollars a company like Coca-Cola is.
No, we're not.
But let's assume Jared comes to the office today and sit down. I said, Jared, I need you to do a favor. I need to talk to you, man. Okay, you're too white. All right, quit being so goddamn white with all our clients. What do you think?
And if I acted like another race, that would be cultural appropriation, which we would get slapped for as well.
Okay, so you would look at me like, what the fuck are you saying?
This is the ridiculousness of our current
Coca-Cola
world.
did this.
Yes, they made it mandatory. So Coca-Cola, I forget her name. It's Debola, and she developed this race sensitivity training, and the majority of it discussed being less white,
Being less white.
being less aggressive, less agreeable, less arrogant, less confident.
Well, shoot, there's no reason to show up anymore then.
Being less defensive. To
everything you've named,
to
I've
listen,
checked.
and on there, the two things on the list that I really liked. It said you need to be able to listen and believe.
Oh, isn't that precious?
You must be able to believe.
Yes.
But yeah, on there multiple times it said be less white. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I mean, how can a company like that?
What if a
do
company?
that?
All right, let's paint another picture. Let's say instead of Coca-Cola, let's say it was Pepsi. Just to kind of juxtaposition here.
There you go.
Let's say Pepsi had a new race sensitivity, and they said, "Try to be less black." How do you think that would roll
There
out?
would be people marching out in front of there with signs. Pepsi would go bankrupt.
Oh, boycotted to the gills.
You know?
Come on, man.
Now, but I don't drink Coke anyway. I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. Mm-hmm.
Keep
but
it in Texas.
but
Even though it's
I don't know,
owned
man.
by Coca-Cola now.
I don't care what company you are out there. You can't come in and tell people be less of what they are.
Well,
within their
what I
race.
find funny about it is, as much as we keep trying to say, they're trying to end racism, race is the only damn thing they're talking about.
So anyway, here's the good news. At Allure Financial, AllureFinancial.com, ExpressWholesaleProperty.com, you can be white, you can be black.
All we worry about is green.
We prefer you be more green, okay? That's all we care.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about right now wholesaling.
So the topic of today
It's going to be,
Robin Lee, China.
we're talking about the top 7 mistakes wholesalers make.
Which, by the way, we start our day off. We do a lot of things at Allure Financial. Of course, we fund deals nationwide through our hedge funds. We also we wholesale properties. We were out showing a wholesale home this morning. I think we did a deal on. Mm-hmm. We'll know more tomorrow.
Had a good old time, too.
Yeah, we had a great, just dandy old time. Mm-hmm. Stood out there staring at you, staring at me, waiting for the client to get there. Mm-hmm. Did a walkthrough. Drove about an hour in traffic getting downtown.
Oh, the traffic up there and back
Came
was terrible.
through downtown to get to the office, and the roads were blocked, which took me over there by the McDonald's where all the homeless people were. Almost got attacked because I guess I was driving white. But anyway.
It's all because of China.
Anyway, we got a serious homeless problem downtown Houston.
Yeah, there is. It's really bad. And like you said, I mean, everyone's hands are kind of tied as far as cleaning that up. But
I told Jared, I said, if all these guys had attacked me down there and rushed my vehicle, the police weren't going to do anything. What can the police do? Nothing. You're on your own, man. Mm-hmm. Anyway, more positive things. Wholesaling.
Now, I mean, talking about where wholesalers go wrong. A lot of people now. Let's take a quick step back and let's talk about the beginning of wholesaling. So where a lot of people get into wholesaling,
I was born once a sharecropper.
I have a feeling you weren't.
What's a sharecropper?
We're not going to go into that
Okay,
today, especially not after the racist stuff earlier.
I don't even know what a sharecropper is. I need to Google it.
So with wholesaling, a lot of people get into wholesaling because they saw the online or the TV ads about make money using other people's money. You can buy property with no money down.
Yes, and you can.
Yeah, there's a way you can, and it's called wholesaling. So with wholesaling,
not half sailing, wholesaling.
No, you got to hold the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Wholesaling.
And you want to make sure that you find the right property.
Yep.
Depressed property. You want to figure out.
You want one that's fixing to jump off a cliff. It's so depressed.
Yes, absolutely. But you want to catch it before it goes off.
Yeah.
Then there's no value.
Mm.
Now, people look at wholesale properties and the values different ways. So you want to figure out the right buy price to where you can buy it and then immediately sell it to an investor who's actually going to be doing the fix and flip, and you just make your little profit margin. So let's say you put a home under contract for $100,000 and you turn around and sell them to an investor for $110,000 within your option period. Boom.
Not so fast there, mister. It's not as simple as you think it is.
Oh, we should be doing 100 of these a day. It's that easy.
Every chef has to have the prep work before he starts cooking.
Yep.
Now, the prep work for the wholesaling meal for today is...
I condensed mine down. We are going to be getting into more of the details.
Because of China.
Right. Because of China. And condensed milk. I love condensed milk. Put it on my churros.
All right, Trump. Okay, so let me talk about a little bit of that, man.
So,
go ahead.
The first problem or the first mistake a lot of wholesalers make is getting your getting your property under contract at a price that's just too damn high.
But before you even take a contract out, what do you got to do to start your wholesaling business?
You were a wholesaler for years.
Dude, you got to get your buyers list together. Otherwise, you was just a chump with a pump.
Or if you don't have buyers list, what's harder to find, the property or the buyers?
Okay, good point. The property.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember the Mel Brooks movie History of the World.
No. Who watches that?
You got to beggar the street. He's like, I have nothing to sell, nothing. So you need to have something. Now there's multiple places where you can find wholesale properties. You can look at pre-foreclosure lists.
Or answer your phone. We answer the phone.
We answer the phone too. You can go on for sale by owner. Yeah. Let's say the house, the comps in the area for that square footage is going for $250,000, and you see a for sale by owner house. The guy's asking $250,000, but the house is a bowl of shit. He ain't getting $250,000. If you go in MLS and you see homes that have been on there for 300 days, 400 days. There's probably a reason they're not selling.
You educated me on something that I thought for sure would never ever work. Last year, it was about a year ago. He wanted to put a posting on Craigslist about we pay cash for houses. I said, man, nobody reads that crap. He put a posting on Facebook, and we ended up getting a deal off of it.
Yep.
Not Facebook, Craigslist.
Craigslist, yeah. You've got Craigslist. You've got Backpage. You've got Facebook Marketplace. You got Facebook regular page. You've got a lot of different areas, a lot of platforms.
What's Backpage?
Backpage is another Craigslist.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Backpage got popular because of their adult services that they advertised on there.
What does that mean?
Prostitution. Should I just go ahead?
What is a double finger thing? I don't understand that.
It's quotes.
Who quoted it?
On to the next subject.
Okay.
So anyway, one of the first problems is putting your property under contract too high. So the way it's suggested that you follow this particular equation is you want to take your after repair value and get it under contract for 50% of that. So
good luck.
Yeah. Well, after repair, not as is. Two different things.
Yeah.
So if you have an after repair value, also referred to as the ARV, at $200,000, you put in an offer at $100,000, and they take it.
I got an issue with that.
Okay.
I will base a proposal to buy on ARV if I'm going to be putting the money into it to flip it. But if I'm buying a home to turn around and sell to another wholesaler, as is value, not ARV, because you can't base on ARV because you're not selling on ARV.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Earlier this morning when we showed that house,
yeah,
we discussed ARV multiple times.
Yeah.
Because we have to look at the ARV, how much their budget is to fix it, and then we need to make sure that that everything comes in at 75% or less of their ARV.
But I'll tell you, that was that person we're trying to sell it to's way of getting us to lower our price. She knew what she was doing. That was smart. But it's
kind of like, so we were discussing a 415 ARV.
Yeah,
okay.
But we already have an appraisal, and we know what number we needed to sell at based on an appraisal, not ARV.
Right. For a lot of people, you and I disagree on that.
Yeah.
when you do your wholesaling deals, you don't like discussing ARV. I like discussing ARV because I like dangling the carrot.
Well, then the irony is this. The deal we did back in December, we sold that house to an actual end user, and that one would have been great on ARV because it was an end user. Mm-hmm. But to a wholesaler, you can't base your number you're buying on to a wholesaler on ARV when you're selling them as is. Now that person that's buying it is going to fix it up and flip it. Well, they got the larger range of profit margin.
But ARV is what they're basing the purchase off of.
See, that don't make any sense because then you're going to overpaying for the property.
Not necessarily.
If you're not putting the money in to fix it and flip it, you are overpaying.
I'm overpaying how?
Okay, $100,000. You let's say you put 75% ARV. Okay, now let's say we got an appraisal for $50,000, or excuse me, an appraisal for $80,000. Now you're paying up to $75,000 for a home for 75% ARV that you say the ARV is worth $100,000, and we got an appraisal for $80,000. You're not going to put the extra additional funds to get it up to market value, then turn around and try to sell it for $100 and make that profit. You're not doing that. You're taking the house and selling it to another wholesaler similar to yourself. So you have to base it on as is value.
No, and I get the as is value portion, but the ARV is what's interesting to the end buyer because they're going to want to know. If I buy it for 100 and I put in 30, can I at least get 200?
Absolutely, for the end buyer.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's why I included in because if the end buyer, if you're looking at the ARV and you're like, you know what, hey, as far as the as is value and this is good and this is good, but the ARV comes short, then it's kind of pointless.
And that's one of the first things we do when somebody mentions ARV. We verify. And I'll ask them, send me 3 comparables, show your ARV, and they send me a CMA report. CMA means the frickin' neighborhood. I don't need a neighborhood. I need 3 addresses of homes similar to yours that come in.
Yeah, what's the current market average? You do want to do some due diligence, and that's actually the next issue with wholesalers is thinking the property is really worth more than it actually is. So many people, and we've seen them a number of times. They get emotional about a property.
Oh, yeah. I love it when they do that, especially when we're selling it.
So when they become emotional to a property, now you're starting to get more of that emotional value built in. And that's not worth shit to anyone else except the person buying it. And you're not buying it for yourself. You're buying it to go ahead and turn around and flip it. I'm sorry. This is a business thing. This is numbers.
And
Stick to
if
the
there's
numbers.
ever any interference when you're buying a property directly from the homeowner, is that emotions. They've lived there for 20-something years. Their family was raised there. Their husband or wife died there, and it's worth this. And you have to break down those emotions and tell them, this is a business deal. This is what I can pay.
So talking about finding out how much of the value that it's actually there, straight out of comps.
And speaking of straight out of comps, it is time for a straight out of defunct commercial. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Old Bear here. Not that bear, this one. It's the greatest sale on earth this Sunday and Monday only at all Superior Waterbed showrooms. Free hot dogs, free Cokes, and a shower of savings on the world's largest selection of waterbeds. The greatest sale on earth Sunday and Monday only at Superior Waterbeds. You'll sleep like a baby on a Superior waterbed.
All right. Welcome back to Wholesale Money Guys. That was a defunct commercial. Yeah. We're talking about...
Is this music too white?
No, you know what? Yes, that music is too white.
That's the whole purpose of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we're talking about wholesaling. Now we're talking about finding comps.
Trying to find out what's it worth. So you want to find homes that have sold roughly the same square footage within a mile of that area within the last six months to a year. You don't want to go back 5 years. You want to go out 3-4 miles away. I've had people that say, well, there's no other comps in that area that match that house. Well, then find square footage. Mm-hmm. We had one guy that had a 3-plex out by Hobby Airport. So property near the airport is really expensive.
Yeah.
Because people just love the sultry sound of the airplanes flying above.
Especially when they drop stuff from the airplane that lands on you. It's just incredible.
So, guys, come on. There's airplanes here. So He was buying this, and the comps that he was pulling were from all over the city of Houston.
Oh, it was insane.
And he picked all the luxurious areas. And he was like, oh, no, man, it's only going to cost me $50,000 in rehab. This thing's going to be worth $1 million. No. Actually, when we pulled comps, we realized that his after repair value was less than what he was going to pay for the property.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Pulling comps, when you're doing your wholesale deal, don't get a what do you call the neighborhood thing the realtors do? CMA. Don't do that. Get on the computer, find comps comparable with that one, and do your averages.
And if you want more of an in-depth view of the MLS, then you can get a realtor license, and then you can get more access to it so you can run your own comps.
Then you'd be really, really ignorant. Don't do that. Oh.
It's all up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, using MLS to pull comps, you can use Zillow, you can use Redfin. There's a bunch of different places you could do that. But you want to find out what is that square footage selling for in that area.
Man, put a realtor on your team. That's what you need to do. These
that
realtors
works
know what
too.
they're doing. They really do.
Yeah, you don't have to do all this stuff on your own.
Yeah.
So number 3. Wasting time on things that don't
days
matter.
And wasting nights.
So this is a universal truth. Wasting time on things that don't make you money. Okay? So for one, if you've got a list of properties, you want to try to, let's say you pull up 50 properties on MLS that have been on the market for over 350 days.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? Hey, they've been on there a year. I could probably get these under contract. Don't just drive around going to each one of them, knocking on doors. Try to get in touch with the homeowner and make sure that you're within ballpark, because you want to do your due diligence on each home that you think is actually going to be good. If you see gentrification in a particular area, if you see that there's already a lot of new builds in the area, if you see that there's value in where those homes are at and they're really underpriced, make sure you do your due diligence on the neighborhood and on the property itself. Try to reach out to the homeowner and make sure you're within a ballpark. Ballpark being like $30,000.
Yeah,
okay?
That's very true.
Because if you can call them, let your fingers, remember it was a commercial, let your fingers do the walking?
That's right.
Call them. Try to figure out if you can actually get it under contract within a reasonable price, and then go take a look at it and negotiate from there. But don't try to just drive out there for hours on end, burning up your gas, burning up your time, knocking on doors for people who don't even want to talk to you. Don't you? I mean,
I agree. No, you can make more money sitting here in front of your computer than driving out there.
Mm-hmm. And and don't waste time making sure that the logo for your business is going to be absolutely perfect. Don't spend hours on end designing your website, your business card, because when it comes to wholesaling, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah,
all they're looking at is the product that you're selling.
That's it.
Because they're going to be doing their due diligence as well.
It's taken us thousands and thousands of dollars to be the Allure Financial we are today, that we get phone calls. People say, hey, I want to sell my home. It's a homeowner. You go back 3 or 4 years ago, no one was calling us, giving us houses. So it's taken a lot of time. Yeah.
And number 4, and this one's a big one, advertising a property you don't have under contract. All right. People do this all the time. They'll find, and they think they're slick. So they find a property that fits the parameters, and they think, oh, I bet I can get this for, $150,000. And they go right on to social media and advertise it as if they have it under contract.
Yep.
Guess what? It's illegal. Not allowed to do it. So don't do it.
Well, who's going to kick their door in and arrest them?
Oh, someone can report them.
To who?
To whomever they have to report it.
Aha. It probably is illegal. I don't know.
But the homeowner can sue him for it.
Well, but that's not illegal. That's just civil. Mm-hmm. I was almost attorney, except for that law school shit. Other than that,
yeah, no, but no, online now it does say it's illegal. I'll make sure that I find the chapter and verse for you, so you know. But don't do it. Don't advertise a home that you don't have under contract, because although there's a shitload of people in real estate, it's kind of a small world.
I can see it right now. I killed those 10 people. How about you? And I put the ad out on Craigslist. It wasn't
no, that's better than. So now another one is forgetting disclaimers.
What do you mean disclaimers?
Disclaimers on wholesale property. So if you know something about the property, I mean, there's a lot of property disclaimers when you go to sell it. But another
Do you
thing,
have to disclose whether people were killed in the house?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I
it
think
can be a homicide scene, and you're good.
I actually think no. You do have to
You
disclose.
do?
That one.
Okay.
So, but on these disclosures is don't try to sell the house as if you own it. Don't say you own the home.
Oh.
Because that's another big one. You need to disclose that you have it under contract.
You know how you can find out if a wholesaler is full of crap on whether he has that deal or is he in a wholesale chain? You know how? When you ask him to show up at the house, he says, let me find out. And you show up and he shows up, and the homeowner don't even know his name.
You know? Oh, God bless.
You remember that?
I do. That was too good.
Yeah.
That was too
who are
good.
you?
Right? Are you Josh? Who the hell's Josh? So
I've showed up at a door, and you were actually, I think, in the office, and the homeowner shows up, and she calls the police, and she says, I don't know them, and I don't know you. So I give her my business card, and I told her I'm legitimate, and they hopped in her vehicle and skedaddled.
Yep.
So.
It's funny. Now, number 6 on this one, which we have seen fair amount.
Oh, man. This is
Giving your earnest money to the seller.
Geez, that's insane. Why
Don't
do people
do it.
do that?
Don't do it. You give it to title, okay?
What's it, Northwestern, whatever it's called?
New Western.
New Western? Oh, yeah. Do you give us a $3,500 non-refundable deposit?
Yeah.
Why?
And what's funny, they don't call it earnest money. They're saying a deposit, and it's a deposit you're not going to get back.
Yeah, why would you not give that to the title company versus someone that says, if this deal goes south, you ain't getting it back, and they hope it goes south?
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Because then they could turn around and collect another $3,500. Yeah. And you're like, offers every day. Come on. Yeah, we want to bring it in. Bring it in. But yeah, no. And there was one story about he gave it to the seller, and you know, he's supposed to get it back because it wasn't applied during closing. And he says, no, I already gave it back to you. And they argued back and forth, and there was a crawl space behind the fireplace.
Yeah.
And the homeowner actually put his $500 earnest money on a little shelf. It's like, you prick.
Speaking of homeowners, we're going to take another defunct commercial break. We're right back. Don't go away.
There's a rather special club that offers more than most would expect. The drinks are on the house. The food is delicious. We even have our own private helicopter for your use. There's room to work at this club. Or just relax. You can even sleep here for no extra charge. Or just sit back and enjoy the magnificent view. This club is called Pan Am First and Clipper Class. Today, you can...
That was the last defunct commercial you'll hear today. We're close to table with Money Guys talking about wholesaling.
And some of the 7 big mistakes that people have had with wholesaling. Man, that just sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's several big mistakes.
Yeah. So the last one we have here is not verifying your buyer's funding source.
What do you mean?
So someone's going to buy it from you.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, I'll give you $200,000 for that house.
Yeah.
All right. Are you paying cash? Are you writing this check? Are you getting financing?
My mama.
Your mama. Can I just figure out how much money mama has? Because if someone's going to buy it from you, because when you don't, here's one of the problems that can have.
Yeah.
And this is a big one that pisses off. We're actually going to give it the drum roll.
Survey says.
Wholesale chains.
Oh, those are, man. Why do they do that?
Because everyone's greedy.
Yeah, but you're going to find, there's no way you can not find out about it.
I know. Because one guy is going to sell the contract to this guy, who sells it to this guy, who sells it to this guy, and no one's paid for the house.
So anyway, wholesaling is a great opportunity to make money while you're continuing doing your 9-to-5 position.
You can definitely do it.
Get with us, Allure Financial. We'll help anybody that needs help.
And go to expresswholesaleproperty.com and fill out your
the free subscription. ExpressWholesaleProperty.com. Sign up for the free, not a prescription.
subscription. Membership.
Membership. We sell no narcotics. Hey, this has been the Close Table Money Guys. We'll see you next week. Remember, we got no money.